What is stopping you? I want to share a story. Some of you may know this, but before I started life coaching, I was a fitness and wellness coach. I went from CEO suites to starting from scratch as a certified personal trainer. It was a big transition, to say the least. But usually you don't get to see the struggles that a person goes through in those early days. So let me tell you the story of mine. It began with me having this glimmer of a vision of what I was supposed to be doing with my life. And it didn't come in a complete picture at all. But I knew that step one was working with people one-on-one in some way. And fitness and wellness felt like the place to start. So I took one very small step in that direction. I became a certified personal trainer and I started working at a large gym. Now, it wasn't my end game. It was just the first stepping stone to something that felt huge and that I just didn't even know how to tackle. But I showed up there and I get to the gym and I quickly realized I wasn't even on step one, right? I was on step 1.01. I had zero real world training experience. I had zero confidence. I had zero clients. And I had zero skills at how to even get clients. And so I went to that gym every day for weeks, spending exactly this much time, zero, doing what I was there to do, which was coaching clients. And instead, I was setting up tables in the hall. I was handing out samples of smoothies to different people. I was making flyers for free classes that nobody was coming to. I'm laughing about it now, but it wasn't fun. And I was also walking around introducing myself to people who were in between sets, taking their earbuds out, annoyed at me. And I am shy. I'm an introvert. This was hard for me. And so I was doing this, it probably was 2 months of doing this. And you got to imagine that I was beaten down. I did not know if I was really supposed to be there. It was like, okay, come on. I'm given this vision for something that feels like I'm moving in the direction of a calling. I have no idea what it looks like. And here I am in this gym and I am just bleeding money, not actually doing anything that I'm there to do. And so one day, I'm sitting at this table that I set up in the hall and I'm wearing a Santa hat. It's July. And this was because after weeks of just, trying different things, I realized that the more foolish that I made myself look, the more approachable I was. And this guy walks in and he makes some quip to me about my hat, kind of making fun of me. And so I challenge him to survive my 1 mat, 4 towels workout. And he was like, all right, let's do it. And so I give the guy the workout. He is absolutely crushed. And at the end of the workout, I walk back with him toward the desk and we have this moment where we're just looking at each other. He's just standing there and it's like this awkward silence. And he goes, aren't you going to ask me for the sale? And I was like, no, actually I wasn't. I was just happy to finally train somebody. I didn't want to spoil it with some rejection. I didn't say that to him, but that's what I was thinking. And he goes, Mike, let me tell you something. I have a PhD in sales. You have to ask for the sale. Turns out this guy sold cars. Not only that, but I later learned that that morning he had walked in and he was in the middle of feeling totally stuck in a rut and he was looking for some kind of sign of how to get going with his transformation. And so he sees me sitting there and he's like, is this my sign? Mystery of life, right? So anyways, this guy becomes my first paying client. And from there, of course, a snowball starts and I start getting more and more clients. It's like he unlocked something in me. And then I saw that there was this common theme among all these people that I was working with. I seemed to connect most with people who were about to undertake these really massive transformations. Like probably the biggest one I can think of is Janice, this woman. She came in, she was a 150 pounds. She was told by her doctor she needed to lose 150 pounds and change her life literally top to bottom, or they said that you're not even going to live to meet your grandkids. And I look across that and I now look at where I am today and the work that I do today, and I now know that this wasn't a coincidence, right? It wasn't a coincidence that I was drawn to people, these people, or that they were drawn to me. Just like it wasn't a coincidence that I created the audiobook Spiritual Wayfinders, which is about these massive personal transformations and awakenings. I resonate with people in those places because I know that space so well myself, because of the number of times that I've been there. If somebody had told me, hey, Mike, you're going to be starting from scratch in your life in all these ways over and over again, I never would have believed them. I certainly wouldn't have volunteered, because it is a highly uncomfortable place to be. But here is something that I have learned. There's something that you want, and you have two choices. You can wait, or you can start. Start. Take the one small step. Forget about the other steps. Write that first paragraph of your book. Reach out to that person you want to connect with. Sign up for that race. Just start. See where it leads. Luck favors the action-oriented. Life conspires to help you find your way, but you need to make the first move. Just start. Before you go, if you are struggling to work something out in your life, you want some outside input or perspective, please do feel free to drop me an email anytime, questions@mikecav.com, and I promise that I will write you back. Peace and love.